complex that you have right now? Are you familiar where that is?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the city said that I needed more parking, so I went to my next door neighbor and said, hey, would you be willing to sell some parking spots? And he said yes. So then we went together to the city and said, okay, how do we do this? They said, well, you can't just buy parking spots behind your house, okay, or your building. You have to buy the entire half of that lot. And so we made up an agreement. I went to Lake Street Market using Chris, and I offered to have them buy the property behind their building. I went to American Legion, offered to have them go in on purchasing this land from the guy, Dan Gardner. He's managing that property there. And so I offered them to purchase the property behind them. And the city said that would be our preference, okay? But we can't make them buy it, but we can't let you do the addition without it. So you have to buy yours, and we're not going to let you just buy behind you. You have to buy it all or nothing. So I was kind of hand-tied, right? So I'm like, okay, I will do what the city tells me to do. But I will offer to my two neighbors. They both declined, and so I was forced to buy the whole park. Okay. So then after that, I went to the American Legion again, and I said, guys, you want to rent this? And they said, no. No. We want to use it for free. And I said, well, will you help me maintain it? And they said, no. Initially, one of the guys plowed a couple times, and don't get me wrong, they don't have the money, okay, to maintain it. They don't have the money to pay taxes. They don't have money to purchase it. They don't have money to rent it, okay? So I know that. So I have let them use it for free for the entire time that I've owned it.
Okay.
And you might want to talk to Jerry at the American Legion. He's the post or whatever. I can't think of Jerry's last name now. It's in my block.
It's okay.
But at any rate, the same Henry Herbert said that I had parked my boat, it broke down, my son parked it back there because I had cars parked in the rest of my lot. And so my son, after, it breaking down on the lake, he pulled it up, and that was the only place to park it. So he parked it there, and then we had the guys come over from, halfway between here and Jordan, come over and fix the boat. And it sat there probably, my memory's not exactly right. It was either 2 or 3 days, 4 days, something like that, whatever it took them to fix it. And then my son took it back out on the lake. During that time, Henry had said, I again parked the boat in front of the doors so that I could not get access. I again took pictures of it, and there were 15 feet between the boat and the front door. Okay? So that's where, again, those are the facts. Now, what happened in this situation was PC Lawn Care, which is hired by Dan Gardner. Did Dan tell you this?
Yeah, I actually talked with Dan, and he pretty much gave you a pass. He said that, hey, it's no big deal. The guy was a new plow guy. He plowed a little bit of a snowbank there, and then you guys shoveled an emergency escape.
Right. And
okay.
If you would, please, because you didn't really explain that to people, but if you could say, here's the other side of the story. Ken Kruzel, or the owner, you don't have to put my name, just say the owner of the property, was the only person that shoveled a walkway for those both back doors. Nobody from the American Legion lifted a shovel. But the owner of the property next door made sure that there was, after PC Lawn Care pushed the snow there, made sure that he was looking out for the American Legion. So if you could explain that to people, because right now, you've read all the posts, right?
Yeah, well, I haven't been. I haven't.
If there was a lynching pool, I'd be on it. Right
Well, let me tell you one thing I can tell you about. I've been in and out of jail, man, for media. Okay, so I can empathize. But just for the record, I can. This is audioed out. I could scrub this up and put this up for you if you want, verbatim. Or I can write up a post.
However, you see, the fact is.
Would you like to come on my show?
What's that?
Would you like to come on my program? I do a sit-down program.
Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to make a big issue out of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I completely. I just shared it to have somebody clean it up.
Right. I just want the people of Boyne City to know that the owner of the property does own it, number one.
Okay.
And he has the right to park his vehicle there, push snow there, do anything he wants.
Nice.
Beyond that, he has made sure that in this situation, that because of something that he didn't do, that PC Lawn Care or the snow plowing company that was hired by the neighbor, okay? You can put it that way. Because I don't want to mention any names. Because, look, PC Lawn Care didn't mean to do it. He was actually a young kid, 19 or 20-year-old kid. He freaking got stuck in the parking lot like 4 times. I don't want to blame him. I don't want to drag PC Lawn Care's name through the gutter. Whose fault is this? PC Lawn Care's. Do I want to drag their name through this? No.
Well, really, at the end of the day, it's a snowbank. I mean, it can be removed. The downside is you're in a tight spot there. I mean, what do you guys do with the snow anyway? I mean, where does the snow go?
We have a spot up along the side. Now, I have to put it this way. Last year, when I plowed, we had the snowbank there last year, too. But I left room so that they can get in and out of their back door. Okay, and again, I work it out with American Legion and League Street Market because I don't really have a place to. And I asked them, hey guys, if you guys want to remove the snow, feel free. And so you have space, But you're right, I don't have a place to put it unless I did this. 1 year I hauled it away. It cost me $450.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe the city took pity on you and scooped it up once or twice for you.
No, unfortunately, they can't do that.
No, I mean, I get that they can't. If they be everybody. I mean, they could come and plow my driveway too, but
right, that's the problem.
I'm just saying, with it being the American Legion,
they allowed me to take the snow and put it in the parking lot across the street by the
beach
down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice, and then actually that's where Dan, when they had their hauled away last year, that's what they did too.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool for the city to do that. But I'm not looking to drink PC. I didn't fly there, and obviously I didn't get recognition. They don't even fall for me. That's all my own. But I'm the one. This is what kills me. I'm the one that's been donating and letting them park for the last 2 years or 3 years since I've owned it.
Right. So
I've
basically,
never said no.
What you're saying is that they've been taking for granted the free parking, and then every once in a while you just need to be with like any owner. You need to use your property, and you might do something with it that the neighbor don't like, and they're making a big deal out of it.
In a nutshell, in fact, I just got off the phone with a friend of mine that said, "Hey, Ken, you're getting raped over the internet." And I'm like, oh my God.
You know what? I get a kick out of it. I put up all kinds of nice posts all the time. Nobody gives a rat's ass. I put up one negative post. It blows through the roof. If somebody wants to tear somebody into pieces, I mean, it's the hottest thing. It's almost embarrassing that I'm actually doing this phone call.
Yeah.
I mean, I put so much stuff up.
That's the sad thing for me is I have bent over backwards to be nice to these guys. And it's really, when I say these guys, it's only one person. It's Henry Herbert. I don't even know the guy. I've never met him. I have never met him, don't know him. If he came up to me right now and said, "Hi, I'm Henry Herbert," I'd go, "Oh, you're Henry Herbert? Okay." I knew his dad, old Henry, when I was 10, 12 years old, I used to shovel for him.
Speaking of shoveling.
Yeah, speaking of shoveling, it's funny. But that's how I know Henry.
Okay.
From when I was a kid.
Well, you know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna do this little audio up, this little audio interview we just did. I'm gonna do this up, and I'm gonna write something up for you, and then I'll just put it up, and we'll go from there. I'll give you a little shine. We'll get it cleared up. We'll get it up right now, okay?
Well, I'll tell you what. Before you actually put it up, would you like send it to me first and just say, text it to me and say, this is what I'm thinking about putting up.
Yeah, I can copy.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to get in a debate. I don't want to upset anybody. But the reality, the other thing is, as you know, there are setbacks in Boyne City, right?
Well, I know a lot. I've lived here. Dude, you don't even want me to get going.
Well, put it this way. You have to pull permits in order, you're legal, you're supposed to pull permits in order to, literally what they do is when they walk out their back, they put that petition on without pulling permits or anything. It's totally illegal.
They're so focused on the downside. You don't even want to get my honest gut reaction to the community.
But you know what I'm saying is they literally step out of their back door onto my property. That is illegal. Okay?
So let me ask you this. Where does the property line stop for you? See, I think this would be a great on-scene story.
Literally an inch from, actually, their back door is on the property line.
Their back door is on the property line.
Yeah.
Can you say that one more time?
I can have, basically you'll see right there if you go there, you'll see where it's probably an inch, I should say. From their back door, there's about an inch from their back door to my property line.
Damn. I almost wonder, this is kind of interesting now that you're making me, now that you're really giving me the details. I mean, that's what's interesting about stories.
If you want to come over right now, I'll show you, and you can make up your own mind what this is all about. Because I have full disclosure. I want to disclose everything.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is what the pictures show. I think that people thought that somebody plowed a snowbank right into the back door.
More importantly, is I didn't even do it.
But I mean, that's not what the photos. That's the downside of taking pictures. As a journalist, I know what happens outside of the photo really doesn't tell the whole story.
Right. And I just want the whole story to be told. Is that the fact is, I have let the American Legion park there, and I have maintained it, paid the taxes and everything, and let them use that.
Well, I think at this point you should probably just, sometimes we just have to do good things, and you're doing them. And unfortunately, don't let a couple people ruin the buzz. And we'll get this ironed out. And I'm sure. Well,
and let them know that I did not plow. I did not, nor did I hire someone to plow that snowbank there.
Well,
that was it. That was my next door neighbor. Make sure you put that in there.
Yeah.
And that I'm the only one I'm the one that shoveled that pathway that you see in the pictures.
Yeah.
Say that the property owner, out of his own good heart, after seeing what someone else did, took it upon himself to look after the American Legion.
Well, I can say this much.
If you tell them
called me.
That, then I think everybody will get the right picture.
Well, I mean, to be honest, man, I'm a fan right now. I mean, you had the fuzz to call me and say, hey, I want to iron this out. And as far as I'm concerned, like I said, I don't know what the drama is. I just figured if somebody would move the snowbank, great. I mean, I still think the snowbank should be moved. I mean,
honestly, I gotta get my car. it's completely buried right now.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you know what? I think we should end this on a good note. We'll get up a decent post, and at the end of the day, the community will understand that basically you're telling me the VFW doesn't have any parking at all. I'm sorry, the American Legion. The American Legion.
They don't, and I have, and you can go ahead and well, do you know the post that the American Legion put up?
No.
They said, well, on the thing, it said, somebody said, well, who owns the property? And the American Legion said, we don't.
Yeah. Well,
they didn't really go on to expound on that because I think they're afraid to.
well, the downside of it is when, like you said, when somebody wants to be, right now, it just sounds like somebody's just throwing a little bit of a hissy fit. And, one thing I've learned in this business is that everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim.
Well, like I said, it's short of not being able to use my property at all. I don't know what to do.
Well, I think the thing is I think you should just do what you've been doing. And you know what? I hate to say it, but as a businessman on the other side, my parallel north, they should be paying you for parking.
But they can't afford it.
Well, then whose problem is that? Because when I tell my phone company I can't afford the bill, they turn it off.
It's not like I don't have a big heart and I've done everything I can to help them, right? But it comes to a point where this isn't even my fault. I didn't do this, and yet I'm getting blamed for it.
Well, that's the unfortunate side of the real life. If we if everybody knew what we were thinking, they'd be us.
Right.
I mean, that's the sick side of it, man. You and I both know now. The people who wrote up the post know, and we'll get the community informed. And I'm sure it won't make much of a difference. Because nobody wants to say, hey, man, we were wrong. And, I guess the guy that owns the property wanted to put the snowbank there. That's just not going to happen. I don't want to break the buzz, but, that's just not going to happen. But we'll get it put up correctly and we'll get it remedied for you.
Maybe if you could get Henry Erber and maybe Henry didn't go around the back and see those. We'll give him the benefit.
Well, somebody took that picture, dude. I mean, I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt because trust me, God knows I need it. But whoever took those photos, I'm going to have to assume it was, God, I don't want to make an assumption. Those photos were on Henry's post. I shared it. There's where it came from.
Right.
I mean, that's all I know. I mean, this is one of the dramas of social media. A lot of people really think social media is actually the news. I want to make it perfectly clear. It's a shit show. It's not the news. It's not supposed to have good grammar. It's not supposed to be politically correct. It's just social media, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why...
Honestly, I'm not part of social media, so I don't know what's going on. In fact, I didn't know about this until my assistant told me about it.
Well, yeah, because it's on social media. That's what people do. People don't do this like you and I are having a conversation. People don't do that anymore. I go out with my friends. Everybody's got their face in their cell phone, living vicariously through other people's lives. Hell, I'd rather be arrested 1,000,000 times than have my life be involved inside, this. Unfortunately, it's what I've been doing for my 20-some years.
Yeah.
It's what it's reduced to.
Well, I guess, if you would, before you post it, if you could send it to me, just say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. What do you think? That way I'm not shocked.
Well, what I'll do, I'll definitely scrub it by you, dude. That's not going to be a problem.
I really appreciate it.
And I just want to let you know that I do share things on social media. You can go down my timeline. I try to be as neutral as possible. I really try to just focus on community events.
The fact is, you were bamboozled.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, I probably could have, to be honest with you, I should have walked my ass down there and researched it. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you really want to point the finger at my brand of media, I took a shortcut. I shared a post.
Yeah.
Dan Gardner called me and said, hey, yo, he actually reached out on your behalf and said, hey, man, hey, there's a pathway there. There is an escape route. There is a way in and out of the building. Okay. If I would have known that, I wouldn't even have shared it.
Right.
Just to be honest, I wouldn't even have shared it. I thought it looked...
Danny and I are really good friends.
Well, I can tell you this.
And Danny said that you're a good guy.
Well, that's very nice of him. And, I'd like to think that I'm more misunderstood than anything. I really think everything that I'm doing is for the overall benefit of the community. Most people don't realize that I don't need to do any of this shit. I've watched people's platforms grow off in my sharing, and I go out and give people education on how to do this stuff correctly so it can benefit them. It doesn't do $1 for me. I don't make $1 off this. Through my other Parallel North and stuff like that, I do, but you know what? I don't need to do this. There's been times when I've thought about hanging up the cleats. just because of this phone call right here. I don't need to do this. I want to spend time with my son.
Right. I hear that.
You know, I mean, I really don't.
Which is what I'm going to do. Is my daughter's here right now, and she's like keep coming in the room saying, "Dad, what are you doing?"
Well, you know what?
I'm going to go hang with my daughter too.
But this is the overall of it. We'll get off the phone on this, buddy. I do appreciate you reaching out. Anytime you need something, my name's Damien Leist.
Yep.
And this is what I'm here for. We'll get it taken care of. We'll get it up.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
You tell me if it's cool. We'll post it.
Okay.
Have a great day.
And Damien, seriously, the last thing I want to do is get into a debate with anybody or anything like that. I just want everyone to know that this wasn't me that did it, and that I went out of my way to shovel that pathway for them, and I've let them park there for free for 2 years, ever since I've owned the property.
Well, and that's what I think is the best thing. Is at the end of the day, the landowner, the property owner says, "Hey, you guys can park here." It's not a perfect world. Obviously, we just saw that.
Right. Well, and the only reason that car's parked down there right now is it's for sale.
Well, we better post. Hey, you can always run an advertising ad on my platform, buddy.
Yeah, you'd say, hey, if anybody wants to buy a car, it's for sale. That's an offer.
Right. Yeah, at this point, if you can plow me out, you can get out.
Yeah.
I love it. Good comedy.
Well, hey, thanks, Damien, for your time. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and hey, you know what? Looks like.
Any friend of Danny's is a friend of mine.
Well, that's very kind of you, and I wish you a better new year.
All right, take care, man.
You too, brother.
All right, see you, bye.
Bye.